Left eating the left is just denominations of the progressive religion disagreeing on dogma like the 34,000 ones of Christianity. Hey, what's up? This is part of my shorty series where I take things that I post on social media that give me a limit of character, so I have to condense an idea into something small, and then I post them and like to expand on them in the comment section and discuss with people. And I decided, hey, let me record some of them and post them here. We can also have a discussion here on the expansion. So this one, I'll probably keep this even shorter than the regular 3 minutes that I normally aim for these ones. It's pretty much just talking about how I see things on the left as a metheist religion, which has gone from animism, then it's gone from polytheism, then it's gone, I think paganism was before polytheism in some kind of way, and then it's gone to monotheism, and now it's metheism. I'm going to have a separate video where I'm talking about metheism, and I've discussed this in other videos, trying to expand this idea that it is a religious kind of idea. So when you see the left eating the left, you look at this thing in feminists, where people are like, we're trans exclusionary radical feminist TERFs who are pushing out people who are saying, for example, some other feminists who are saying that transsexuals, people who were born biologically male and then are transitioning to female aren't really women, so they shouldn't be in women's spaces and things like that. They're saying, oh, you're exclusionary of, what's it called, you're a TERF, we're going to kick you out to the different group because these other people are more into the full alphabet soup, LGBTQLMNOP, QIS, and that kind of situation. And they're saying those people need to be out. So that's just an example. Now you have certain things now when it comes down to policy, you'll have some people saying, oh, we need to cut out all private healthcare. We need to be completely that. And then other people will be like, nah, maybe we shouldn't have all private healthcare and we probably shouldn't give healthcare to illegal immigrants. These people are weighing these things out and they're battling with these things. But it's just a belief system and just different denominations. Like when Christianity, there are 34,000 different denominations that have actually seen out there of Christianity. Most Christians don't really understand this, especially in a place like America, where I think there's a lot of they literally mean figuratively, and in situations where I'm trying to understand that they aren't as literal. They aren't using language in the same way. Just understanding that when an American says they're Christian, it's similar to where an American talks about poverty. In general, what they're talking about poverty is not what most of the world looks at as poverty. They're not talking about people living on $1 a day in some corrugated metal shanty with mud floors and raw sewage running outside their house. A lot of people, like me, when I think about poverty, because I've directly seen that, that's what I think of. Yet most Americans think about poverty, they think about somebody maybe living in a double wide trailer, making about $15,000 a year, on some kind of welfare system, getting all these things. Their kids can still go to school. They probably have at least one car. They have maybe multiple TVs. They have cable. They have a fridge. They have electricity. They have running water. But that's probably as low as they think of with poverty. I think when you go to homeless people, they don't even register homeless people. A lot of people, it's just the unhoused that they're kind of saying in the situation. I don't think they normally register that. I've seen Americans who just walk around a place like New York who seem to just have some blinders. It's weird. They just they just a way to digitize the homeless people away from their sight. It's an odd situation. Anyway, so I try to remember sorry, I try to remember that and see, okay, when they're talking about Christians, they look at it as one big kumbaya thing, how in the United States of America, at the moment, most Christians just get along. You'll find Christians going to different churches. Sure, they might have their one church, but I've had a lot of experience in more liberal places. So when they're talking about that kind of thing, they tend to just think, oh, we kind of believe in the same thing. There's Christians. I've heard American Christians, even non-American Christians, but first world Christians, who say you don't even have to believe in Christ to be Christian. So they don't have the understanding of Christianity like maybe somebody in Ireland. Maybe you take like a 50-year-old in Ireland who actually had lived through the sectarian violence between Protestants and Catholics. They don't really have that mind frame, that reference, that frame of reference in their minds. Even further, when you talked about Protestants, what do they think about the difference between Protestants and Catholics to them? Do they think of the multiple denominations of Protestants? Do they think of Catholics as Roman Catholic, Greek Orthodox Catholic, then I don't know, whatever the Vatican? What is actually the Vatican? Is the Vatican just Catholic? They don't have like the Roman Catholic, or is it the Roman Catholic? Anyway, even with Catholicism, there's different actual, I don't want to say denominations, but different readings of what's in there. For most Americans, they seem to be more non-denominational, just general. Then when you come to a place like Africa, like here in Kenya, they just have people who, it's a one church denomination. some pastor just opens his own church. Oh, this video, first of all, is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But anyway, there was this one thing, some kind of, it was like the head rabbi of some special African church and things like that. They actually called the head guy a rabbi, the priest or something, or the church itself was called rabbi. But they had this thing where there's a video, they're wearing these weird satiny type of, almost KKK type of robe things, but it was like an open face type of thing. And they were dancing down the street, launching like a couple-week-old baby into the air using this sheet and catching in the sheet. And I'm like, what is going on with this thing? They had that kind of thing where that could be a church of one. Somebody just opens a church and gets a flock, gets hundreds of people coming to that church on a regular basis, and that's their living, just running this thing. So you have this kind of thing. They don't really look at the whole situation where there's a lot of strife and fighting between them. They don't really relate to the whole situation with like the Shia Sunni. And I think that's part of why when that whole situation happened in the Middle East, a lot of Americans are like, aren't they all Muslims? But they don't really understand that a difference between a Shia and a Muslim could be something to actually kill someone over. That's very real to some people in some situations. But anyway, coming back to this thing, so the left eating the left is just a similar thing to these internecine sectarian. It's sectarian. Secretariat was some horse back in the 90s. Was it the 90s? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the same thing, and I think again, to me, once I started realizing things in the political left, in politics in general, are more of a religious faith-based thing. Faith and feels are kind of the same thing. It made a lot more sense, and it's helped me out. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe. Till next video, goodbye.